class of 2021 moves forward into a new stage of life, let us take a moment to reflect on all that has brought us here today. Let us remember the hard work, persistence, and the occasional tears that have gone into our education. We have worked together despite the differences in our beliefs, religion, or ideologies. We have continually made the most of situations beyond our control, especially this year. Our class has truly earned our spots here at the CHS 2021 graduation ceremony. However, in no way have we gotten here by ourselves. I am very thankful for the teachers, administrators, for guiding us through our K-12 career, our coaches for building our mental and physical grit, and especially for our families, whether biological or not, for encouraging us the most. It is in my hopes that every one of us will take all the experiences of our childhood and time here at Cloverdale and use them as a catalyst to fully enrich our future. Thank you.
Hello everybody, my name is Jessica Geiger, and as the president of the class of 2021, I am thrilled to be giving this year's welcome speech. I want to welcome all of you here today and thank every individual that made this possible. First, I would like to thank the amazing faculty and staff. Not only have they set up this wonderful graduation ceremony for us, but have been relentlessly working all year, some sanitizing, and others ensuring that the school was following the Board of Health guidelines so that the students could be here. A huge thank you to Ms. Mellick, our class sponsor, for making sure that everything ran smoothly. And I would also like to thank the teachers and coaches and every other individual responsible for the students' extracurriculars, for all of the extra time and thought they have put into making those things possible for the students this year. I know poor Mr. Wade had a heck of a time between scheduling events, coaching teams for quarantine coaches, and the ridiculous amount of emails I pestered him with, begging him to find a way for the pep band to play. Lastly, I would like to thank the parents, guardians, and everyone else who came today to show their support for the class of 2021. If I'm being honest with all of you, I never expected to see this day with all of us gathered together one last time to celebrate our success. As we were approaching the end of the year and nearly all of the senior class was getting quarantined, including myself, I could only think about last year's class and their staggered graduation times and wondered if our class awaited the same fate. It's crazy to think that most of us have not been gathered in the same gym since this guest speaker, Craig Conrad, taught us the importance of being unstoppable. Looking back on freshman year and the uncertainty we undoubtedly all faced, I only think of how much we have all grown, making new friends, discovering ourselves, and learning what the high school experience meant to us. To think that it has been 4 years since Miss Hoffman dressed up as a cat for our homecoming convocation. If I could only go back in time and relive those moments. Remember when we all thought we were too cool to participate in spirit days or cheer blocks? I'm so glad we grew out of that phase. This year has been unlike any other year of the community of high school, and the community faced many new challenges. Clubs being disbanded, our seasons being postponed, athletics with whole new sets of rules, dances that had been canceled, pep band games that ceased to exist, pep rallies, homecoming, spirit week, guest speakers, and all the things part of a traditional high school experience that were so abruptly halted. Yet after all of those setbacks and foreign rules and regulations to our school year, I think that it is safe to say that it was an amazing year. Maybe not in the traditional sense, but from these setbacks sprouted new friendships, new understandings, and even a sense of gratitude. I remember when the first quarantine happened and everyone was so excited to go home, ready for a break. But come June, nearly half of us had posted on our stories or verbally expressed that we could not wait to come back. And by the time August hit, most of us were thrilled to be back with our friends, whether we would admit it to ourselves or not. I think that if there is anything to remember, it is that although we cannot control what happens, we can control how we react, and through that, we can find our own happiness. This year has been a testament to that. I truly believe that we were blessed with outlandish experiences, and because of that, we were prepared to continue on to trade school, the workforce, college, the military, and wherever else life will take us. I wish for all of you, not luck, but to find joy in your endeavors. Once again, a huge thank you to all of you for coming together to celebrate the milestone reached by the class of 2021, and welcome to the ceremony.
All the Different Places by Ruthie Mann. Envision it. It's the first day of kindergarten, and you are so scared to go. When you get into the classroom, you sit down next to a girl, and you both decide you want to be best friends. This friendship will last you for the next 12 years. Envision it. You are walking into the 5th grade hallway on the first day of school. It's the first time you've ever used a locker. It takes you a few weeks, but you finally figure out how to open it. This is the first time you've ever had rotation classes. It is so hard to adjust, but you eventually get used to it. Envision it. It's the first day of freshman year. You are excited and nervous. The uncertainty of going to high school is frightening to you. You are a freshman, so of course the upperclassmen will give you a hard time. As you walk into the school, you do not think about how you will only be here for 4 years, but instead you ponder if you should go to the football game on Friday. Envision it. You are a junior in high school, and a week before spring break, school gets canceled for the remainder of the academic year. You go home and stay there for months. This time is fearful for everyone, and you do not know if you will get a regular senior year. You worry about your grades because you cannot take finals, but you most worry about how this will affect your post-high school career. Envision it. It's the first day of senior year. It's supposed to be the best year of your life, right? COVID takes some of the fun away, but you are still able to keep an optimistic view of life. As you grow nearer to graduation day, maybe you are happy, sad, excited, or maybe a bit of all three. All your hard work has finally paid off. You are so close to being done. It is May 29th, 2021. The day you have been waiting for has finally arrived. You are in your graduation cap and gown. For some, this is a bright new beginning, while for others, it is an emotional end. No matter what this is to you, everyone sitting in here today should be proud of themselves. All your time spent in school has not been wasted, for you have gained so much knowledge. As we leave this gym today, let us remember all the different places. Let the places guide you in life through all your endeavors, and never lose sight of who you once were. Thank you, Cloverdale School Corporation, for all my different places. Congratulations, class of 2021.
Good afternoon to all of the parents, students, school board members, and Cloverdale High School staff who were able to make it to our commencement ceremony this afternoon. Whether it be solely at Cloverdale High School or partially within another school system, nearly everyone seated on the gym floor right now has completed 13 years of education. Throughout our 2,340 days spent together in classrooms, our class of 2021 has made memories in which we will cherish for our whole life, accomplished goals that are unique when compared to classes of the past, and persevered throughout one of the most unique and difficult school years of the modern day. A major flaw that the class of 2021 possesses is that we as a whole hold grudges that last for a long while. Our class was the only class who was not able to play recorders in our special music class of 4th grade. Unlike the other grades following us, we were not granted with the recess past our 5th grade year. From my younger siblings' reports, middle school students received the treasured half an hour outside up until their 8th grade graduation. Our class was not rewarded with the ever-promised holiday world trip that Mr. Stoltz holds above our heads in hopes that we pass or improve our scores in the ISTEP test. Speaking of ISTEP, in the previous years of our education, we were graced with the performance of Kesha and Pitbull. Turns out it was Mr. Savini and Mrs. Schroeder performing for us as a reward for doing well on our ISTEP in middle school. At least the middle school rewarded us. Perhaps we were often denied the simple pleasures granted to classes before and after us because there were definitely some low points in our behavior. Our class's low points can be embodied by a quote that I've remembered throughout all of the years. Quote, "I am pretty sure that throughout my blank years of teaching, I have never had a more misbehaved class than you guys have been this year." End quote. The amount of times that our class annually heard this honestly is an accomplishment in itself. From personal recollection, I think that every year in which we had new teachers, we would hear the same quote previously mentioned, just different years taught, of course. Convocations at Cloverdale High School can be split up into a few different categories: spirit convocations, homecoming pep rallies, and finally, convocations where guest speakers are welcome into our school. The assortment of our school gatherings all share the same attribute. They are crazy and unpredictable. As adverse and unrelated as the categories may seem, there are always instances within these events that will be burned into my memory for eternity. Personally, I have had Mr. Thomas as a coach of mine periodically throughout my years at Cloverdale. Never have I ever seen this man more enthusiastic than when he was our narrator in homecoming pep rallies. When the young men of our grades and the teachers competed in homecoming volleyball, Mr. Thomas would, as expected, sprint around the gym screaming into the microphone. No matter what was said on the microphone, it always had our school unified and extremely excited. These times were some of the only times in my high school career that I witnessed this psychotic educator completely out of breath. I cannot say that this is the only time that I witnessed him ready to go home, because as he continuously stated, he would always rather be golfing or was ready to go home. Taking a minor sidebar, I will never forget the time when Mr. Saylor embarrassed himself at one of these uncontrollable rallies. One year during the rally, our classes were all playing with oversized hamster balls. Mr. Saylor thought he could be both clever and comical by stealing our hamster ball and bolting out of the gymnasium. Unfortunately, we all soon realized, thanks to Mr. Saylor's choices, that if you were to run with a huge hamster ball above your head, out the doors in the direction of the office, that you will hit the ball on the door frame, and the ball will knock you directly onto the ground. I'm pretty sure that there's still a video of Mr. Saylor's wipeout floating around on some of the students' phones. If you think that our experiences within the homecoming pep rallies were unique, the trend did not change when we had our convocations in relation to our school-wide spirit days. I'm pretty sure that these events were all on the same day, but to be completely honest, I have no idea. I remember the convocation in which we raised money in hopes that us students would be randomly chosen to pie a teacher in the face with a tin foil filled with whipped cream. During that year, Mr. Walter was smacked so hard in the face with his pie that the whipped cream went everywhere. Preceding this decimation of our math teacher, Mr. Thomas somehow got a hold of the mic and began chanting for a student to be pied in the face next. Surely enough, the whole school was joining him as the student made their way to the gym floor to voluntarily be pied in the face. I literally have no clue why we give this man the microphone anymore. All the while this was happening, I believe that Mrs. Hoffman had participated in that day's spirit theme, Superhero Day. During the ruckus, our school was sitting on this side of the bleachers, while Miss Hoffman came slinking across this side of the bleachers in her Catwoman costume. As previously stated, I believe that there is definitely still a video floating around at this instance as well. Not only were the rallies and spirit-themed convocations wild, but additionally, we invited a guest speaker to our school who had our whole school corporation screaming at the top of their lungs. The guest speaker, by the end of this presentation to us, in the midst of reading us unfinished stories in hopes that we would purchase a copy of his book, was running up and down the gym floor screaming into the microphone. Not only was my class and all of the other classes at the time floored, but we were confused as well. To end this excerpt of my memorabilia, I just wanted to make sure that the class of 2020 remembers, average sucks, be unstoppable. I am sure that I have bored you all by now with my never-ending rambling about the memories that we have made at our times here at Cloverdale. The fact is, however, that I could still go on for hours. Our class got Mr. Stoltz to come down and show us his dancing skills at prom. We were able to witness Mr. Tyler completely bald. And our very own Nate Tungett, possibly the zaniest student to ever attend CHS, is now a Marine. Our class is currently standing behind and supporting one of our FFA advisors, who has been fighting pancreatic cancer since this winter. Whether our class likes it or not, Cloverdale Community Schools has shaped us into the graduates who are sitting on this gym floor this afternoon. Although our class has gone through hell and back, I wouldn't want to be going through this ceremony with any other people rather than those who are sitting on the gym floor with me this afternoon. Cloverdale, I really hope that you had as much fun as I did reminiscing about our educational careers. Thank you for bearing with me. Congratulations to my fellow classmates, and I wish everyone the best. God bless you all.
Good afternoon, class of 2021, faculty and family. First, I would like to thank everyone for being here. I'd like to thank our teachers and the faculty who have made this possible, the friends and family who have supported us through our journey, and all of you who have the honor of graduating today. This is an important ceremonial day for each of us, as graduation represents the end of the first quarter of our lives and the beginning of the rest. But this is not the first graduation I've attended, besides kindergarten, of course. I've also had the pleasure of watching my 3 older siblings graduate from Cloverdale, and I count watching them among my most painful memories. Hours spent listening to people I didn't know babble endlessly about boring topics like family, friends, accomplishments, and their class's supposedly bright future. But our graduation is different. Now for my real purpose here today. As valedictorian, I'm supposed to provide some inspiration and a send-off message for our class. But there's a small problem. I'm just as lost as the rest of you. I have no idea where I am, what's going on, or what to expect in our future. We do, though, have another place to look for insight into our future. Luckily, I have those 3 older failures, I mean siblings. And we can use their tragic lives as examples. They say you learn from your failures, so hopefully we can look upon their mistakes to avoid making our own. Starting off with lessons learned from my oldest sister, Claudia. After graduating from Cloverdale, she went on to run at DePauw University. During her tenure both at Cloverdale and DePauw, she was known as the mean girl. I definitely see why people view her like that, but I see her more as just stern and straightforward. She was too fast for any of the girls on the team, but her speed lined up perfectly with one of the slower boys. And he went through an entire season of running with her without complaining. This brave act of self-sacrifice got him awarded with a medal at the end of the year. It's okay to have judgments and keep them to yourself, but don't go around winning other people awards just because they put up with you. It's much better to be winning that award instead. There are good lessons, though, to be learned from her bluntness. Again in college, one of her professors gave her 54% on an assignment, and she knew she did not deserve that grade, and she intended to fix it. Once she confronted the professor, he dismissed her offhand, probably used to kids constantly coming to complain to him. She would not take this for an answer. After an onslaught of emails, she was able to make him realize that he put in the grade wrong, and it was actually a 94%. There is a balance of kindness and assertiveness that we need to find in order to achieve what we're dreaming of. My brother, Evan, the second oldest, suffers from a severe and chronic case of procrastination. And frustratingly enough, it often works out for him. He did his entire science fair project the day it was due and ended up winning the whole contest. In college, though, this way of doing things has not worked out too well for him. He was finishing a paper that needed to be turned in to the professor's mailbox before leaving for Thanksgiving break. All campus doors lock after 4 p.m., and naturally he works later than that, so he was finishing the paper inside the building late that night. Little did he know, this building did not have a single printer inside, and he couldn't leave because the doors would lock behind him, so he made us drive down to Bloomington to hold open the doors while he went to a Hampton Inn to print the paper. This story really resonated with me yesterday evening when I was writing the speech. The way we do things in high school won't fly in college or the real world, and being lazy can make you a burden on those around you. Working on being proactive will help us survive the next step in our lives. But the real takeaway from the story is that you can always count on the Hampton Inn for your late-night printing needs. Now finally, my oldest sister, who, like the rest of our family, ran cross-country and track. She actually hated it, but she didn't realize for years that she didn't have to do it. She went on to practice 5 times a week to run, when running was the thing she despised most. But her older siblings did it, so she assumed it was expected. After what I assume was a spiritual revelation, she quit cross-country, and instead of running in track, she began throwing, which was actually enjoyable for her. From Isabel, I learned that you should always pay attention to what you actually want, and not what other people might expect of you, and that quitting is always a viable option. From Lily, my twin, closest friend, and fellow graduate, I've learned nothing. I hope that these lessons may benefit each of you as you take on the next stage of your lives. Be assertive and passionate, but exercising some restraint. Work diligently and allocate your time properly, as it will save you from many headaches. and most importantly, find what you want to do most and quit cross country. Thank you all, congratulations graduates, and as Craig Conrad would say, be unstoppable.
At this time, the class of 2021 will conduct the presentation of the roses. I'd like to congratulate each one of you on earning your high school diploma. Each one of you have the potential and the opportunity regardless of your future role in life, to be among those who contribute through hard work and influence to improving the human condition in all of its aspects. The only obstacles to assuming that rightful role are the obstacles you create for yourselves. So when we're thinking about our actions and what we use our mind for, be cognizant of that. So as you go forward in life and your career, keep your options open. Don't allow others to be trapped by your pressures or preconceived notions that you or others may have about your future role in life. Success in life derives at least as much from having the confidence and courage to exploit the opportunity as it does from having made wise early choices. I urge you to bring real passion to your life after graduation and to your work, whatever you choose to do. It will not only enhance your interest, your accomplishment, and your enjoyment of what you do, it will inspire those around you to enhance theirs. Finally, keep a grip on your definition on what is really important. Items of importance are all in the eyes of the beholder. Please ensure that you carefully examine your definition of what is important. Thomas J. Watson once wrote, "Would you like me to give you the formula for success? It's quite simple, really. Double your rate of failure. You're thinking of failure as the enemy of success, but it isn't at all. You can be discouraged by failure, or you can learn from it. So go ahead and make mistakes. Make all you can, because remember, that's where you'll find success." And with that, I wish you congratulations in the life of success in all its dimensions. You are a special class. I've said it before, and I will reiterate it. Having a ranking of the 24th best high school in the state of Indiana on any given year, and you are an integral part of that, makes me proud to know that the class of 2021 is truly special. Congratulations. Also, at this time, I'd like to thank many people who have helped provide the education for our young ones. We'd like to thank those who have taken a part in these young people's educations, like the teachers, administrators, classified staff, bus drivers, and especially senior class sponsor, Mrs. Mellick, and anyone else I haven't mentioned. Would you please stand if you actually have worked for the school corporation or been a teacher or someone who has been a big influence to these students at this time? Please stand. Thank you. Class of 2021, will you please prepare to receive your diplomas? Row 1. Jessica Christine Geiger.
I want to thank Seth, Daphne, and Eli for inspiring me. I also want to thank my family, friends, and peers for pushing me to be the best version of myself.
Braden David Mann.
Throughout my years of school, I want to thank my family for the endless support that you have given me.
Ruth Ann Mann.
Thank you to my family for their endless support, my teachers for my knowledge, and the man above for my successes.
Andrew Lane Adams.
I want to thank my mom, grandmother, grandfather, brother, and sister for all believing in me to graduate and better myself. I also want to thank my dad, stepmom, and stepsister for also believing in me. I love you all.
Ashlyn McKenna Basor.
I would like to thank my family for always loving and supporting me throughout the years. I love you guys.
Nathaniel Quinn Monett.
I would like to thank my parents, grandparents, and 4 siblings.
Kiera Mae Boyd.
I would like to thank all my family, friends, teachers, and coaches who have helped me grow throughout my school career.
Jesse Wyatt Mitchell.
I would like to thank my mom and dad for the support that they have given me throughout my schooling.
Ashley Marie Aguirre.
I would like to thank my family and friends that have helped me throughout my years in Cloverdale. I'm really happy with the people I've met and the memories that I've made.
James Daniel Allenduff.
I would like to thank my family for helping me get, especially my mother, where I'm at today. If it weren't for you, I don't think that I would be here today.
Chase Andrew Ashcraft.
I would like to thank my parents for always being there for me. I would also like to thank my siblings and grandparents for their support.
Alexis Victoria Box.
I want to thank Dad and Cindy for always pushing me to the best of my abilities, even when I wanted to quit, and for always believing in me when I didn't.
Braden Joe Blevins.
I would like to thank my mom and dad for showing me endless support. I also want to thank my 2 siblings for being the best friends through the years.
Ashley Linnell Cumby.
I would like to thank everyone, especially my mother and father, for their continued support in my journey. I love you all. Thank you.
Waylon Dean Elmore.
I feel so honored and blessed to have you as my parents and want to express my gratitude for your support over the years. Thank you for instilling in me with a strong passion of learning and doing everything possible to put me on the path of greatness. Please keep Edgar and Jabri in your thoughts and prayers.
Angel Brooke Franklin.
Thank you to Natasha and Chris Franklin and Jordan Adams. Thank you for pushing me to graduate and helping me through all my hard times.
Braden William Foster.
I want to thank my mom and dad for pushing me and never making it easy. Thank you for teaching me something that school never taught me.
Camden Lee Bass.
I would like to thank my mom, dad, Kathleen, Ron, Megan, Morgan, and Shelby for never letting me give up in accomplishing my goals.
Ashton Keith Betts.
I would like to thank my parents, grandparents, and Mr. Kaufman.
Aubrey Jordan Brannigan.
I would like to thank my parents and my little brother for always being there to support me throughout my high school career.
Tara Renee Hemmick.
I want to thank my mom for all of her support. You have helped me get to this point in my life.
Kedrick Aiden Kuhn.
Thank you to my brother, my parents, and my mentors for all the help that they have given me throughout high school.
Torrance Madison Farmer.
Thank you, Mom and Dad, for always being there for me. Thank you also to my family for always encouraging me to do my best, and teachers for pushing me to succeed.
James Michael Johnson.
I would like to thank Mom and Dad and my brothers. I also would like to thank my girlfriend.
Abigail Leatrice Madison Klein Katazi.
Thank you to my mom for never giving up on me and pushing me to be the best person I could be.
Cody Edward Allen Fields.
Thank you to my family and teachers.
Haley Marie Ann Gardner.
I would like to thank my parents and grandparents, siblings, and other close family for always being there and supporting me in everything I do. I love all of you.
Mark Allen Gill.
I want to thank Mom and Dad for being there and helping me through any troubles. I also want to thank my teachers for always helping giving me a hand through the last 4 years of school.
Lillian Eve Harris.
I would like to thank my parents and grandparents for their love and support.
Michael Jeffrey Holsapple.
Thank you, Mom, for all the hard work that you do to allow me to have fun. I also want to thank my teachers for putting up with me.
Alexia Marie Harris.
Mom and Dad, thank you both for being my rock through the tough times and supporting me through all my decisions.
Hunter Allen Fox.
I would like to give a huge thank you to my mom and dad for supporting me in everything that I have done since the beginning.
Skylar Marie Hooker Salisbury.
After everything I've been through, it's safe to say this woman saved my life. She's adopted me into her family about 2 years ago and showed me what it was like to have a childhood. She pushed me to get back in school and helped me along the way. She is the reason that I stand in front of you today. Thank you. I love you, Mama.
Joseph Michael Maldonado.
I want to thank Linda and Bill for teaching me how to work hard. Thanks to my grandparents for teaching me how to have empathy. Finally, I want to thank Mom and Dad for all the valuable life lessons they have taught me. I love you guys.
Haley Olivia McCune.
I want to thank Mom and Dad for always working and pushing me to be my best. I also want to thank my oldest brother for always being there when I needed a shoulder to cry on or with math homework.
Jarrett Michael Miller.
I would like to thank my mom and dad for being there for me through all of this and not giving up on me.
Phoebe Lynn McDonald.
I would like to thank my family for supporting me and my sister Abby for always being there when I needed her.
Jesse Allen James Hilbert.
I want to thank Mr. Saylor for getting me out of school.
Kayla Macy Kyle.
I want to thank my parents and siblings for always encouraging me to do my best and always being there for me.
Nolan William Kelly.
I would like to thank my mom, dad, and brother for helping me get here today. I wouldn't be where I'm at without you.
Lily Grace Monette.
I would like to thank my parents and my siblings for their continued support.
Braden Dwight King.
I would like to thank my mom and stepdad for all your help and getting me through high school.
Michaela Marie Neese.
I want to thank my mom and dad for always supporting me and being there when I needed them.
Nicholas Strider Jones.
Thank you to my mom for supporting me throughout my life. I wouldn't be here where I'm at today without you.
Bailey Marie Sanders.
I want to thank my parents for always supporting me, my sister for being my biggest fan, and my best friend.
Walker Ray Sims.
Mom and Dad, thank you for helping me out with everything.
Lindsay Nicole Minton.
Thank you to my grandma for showing me that I can do anything. Thank you to my parents, sisters, grandparents, and friends for supporting me through it all.
Grant Isaac Mainers.
Thank you, Mom and Dad, for understanding my late homework hours even past midnight. Also, thank you, Ethan, Nolan, and Haley, for staying in touch all these years.
Gabriella Loren Roberts.
I would like to thank both my family and my teachers for everything that they have done to make my success possible.
Cody Grant Morris.
I would like to thank my parents and grandparents for motivating me. I would also like to thank Papa Cliff for watching from above on my senior year.
Marcus William Richards.
I would like to thank my family for always being a shoulder to lean on and push me to be the best that I can be.
Shelby Diane Neese.
I want to acknowledge and thank my grandmothers in heaven. I couldn't have done it without you.
Damian Lee Rowe.
I would like to thank my parents and grandparents.
Sadie Marie Priest.
I would like to thank my mom for being my biggest supporter.
Caleb Michael Wallace.
I would like to thank my family for being there for me and being my biggest supporters.
Drew Marie Steffi.
I want to thank my parents for all they have done for me and getting me this far. I also want to thank my siblings for being my best friends. You have truly kept me going.
Jordan Vincent Obiella.
Thank you to my family, friends, and teachers for making my success possible.
Emily Michelle Sims.
Thank you to my mom and mentors for supporting me in all that I have done.
Parker Lee Stevenson.
Thank you, Mom, for being my rock, and Dad for helping shaping me into the man I am today. Thank you to my papa for always being there to support me through everything. Even though we don't say it much, I love you all, always.
Chloe Leanne Smith.
I would like to thank my mom and Mimi for being my best friends and loving me unconditionally. I also want to thank Dad, Nana, and Grandpa, siblings, and friends for loving and supporting me throughout my life.
Fantasia Jade Turner Knight.
I want to thank my mother, grandmother, and siblings.
William Richard Wetter.
I want to thank my aunt and uncle for all your support and guidance along the way.
Haley Rose Young.
I would first like to thank God who brought me this far and gave me my parents and a family that no matter what supports me. Last, I would like to thank the many teachers who pushed me to do my best and taught me many valuable life lessons.
Joshua Brian Allen.
I would like to thank Mom and Dad for their unconditional love and support throughout my life. I also want to thank my sister for being the best role model a brother could ask for.
Jasmine Renee Templeton.
I would like to thank my mom and dad and all the teachers along the way.
Abby Elizabeth Yartz.
I want to thank Mom and Dad for always supporting me and putting up with me no matter what.
Alexa Nicole Winya.
I would like to thank my amazing grandparents and little sister Emma. I would also like to show special appreciation for Renee and Josie. From the bottom of my heart, I am most thankful for you, Mom and Dad.
And not in attendance this afternoon, we have Nathan Lee Tungett. Mr. Linton, it is with great pride that I certify to you that these seniors have met all the standards set forth by the state of Indiana. Will you accept the Cloverdale High School class of 2021?
Good afternoon, and thank you, Mr. Stoltz. I'd like to congratulate each member of the class of 2021. Your hard work and determination during the past 12 years has made it possible for you to earn your high school diploma this afternoon. You should be proud of your accomplishments and use them as your foundation as you begin your life after high school. Know that as a school community, we are very proud of you and wish you the very best on the next phase of your life. At this time, I ask the class of 2021 to please stand. Audience, we ask that after this portion of the graduation that you remain in your seats until the seniors have had an opportunity to make their final circle around the gym floor. And now, by the authority vested in me by the state of Indiana and the Cloverdale School Board of Trustees, I am pleased to officially declare you graduates of Cloverdale High School. You may turn your tassels. Congratulations, class of 2021. Go ahead. Mr. Metzger.